My friends, there comes a time in every life when the alarm of the soul begins to ring. For some, it is faint, a whisper stirring in the heart. For others, it is loud, a cry that shakes the very foundation of who they are. And yet, so many of us hit the snooze button, turning away from the very call that could change everything. Wake up! This is the message I bring to you today. Life is not promised tomorrow. We cannot afford to drift through days as though they are endless. Each sunrise is a gift, each breath a miracle, and each moment an opportunity to choose a better way. Too many are asleep in comfort, numb in distraction, or chained by routine. They walk through life as if blindfolded, unaware of the treasure of time slipping through their fingers. But God has not created you to wander without direction. You were made with a purpose, designed with intention, and placed here for a reason greater than yourself. Wake up to the truth that you are more than your failures. Wake up to the reality that forgiveness is within reach. Wake up to the calling that stirs within your heart. The world is waiting for men and women who will rise, who will stand, who will live with conviction and courage. Think of the farmer who sleeps while his fields are ready for harvest. What a tragedy! The fruit rots on the vine, the season passes, and the opportunity is lost. In the same way, when you delay, when you sleep through the moments God sets before you, you risk losing blessings that were meant for you. Wake up, for time is short. Wake up, for tomorrow may be too late. Wake up, for the world needs the light you carry. The shadows of fear, despair, and doubt are growing darker, but one awakened soul can ignite hope in thousands. Do not wait for another sign, another voice, another season. The time is now. The call is now. The door is open now. Step through it. Rise from your slumber. Lift your eyes, open your heart, and let the power of truth and faith fill you with strength. Wake up and you will see clearly. Wake up and you will walk boldly. Wake up and you will live fully the life you were meant to live. My friends, the alarm is ringing. Will you rise or will you sleep? My friends, I want to speak to you with a sense of urgency that cannot be ignored. Too many of us live as though tomorrow is guaranteed, as though we can simply push off what matters most until a more convenient day. But the truth is, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Every sunrise is a miracle, every breath a gift, and every moment carries the weight of eternity. Yet we drift through life as if time were an endless resource, when in reality, it is slipping silently through our fingers. Life is urgent. Look around you. The world is moving at a pace faster than ever before. People are rushing, chasing careers, building fortunes, seeking pleasures, and yet so many hearts remain empty. We set our eyes on things that do not last, and we comfort ourselves with the thought, I'll get to what really matters someday. But what if that day never comes? What if the opportunities you're waiting for pass by like a ship in the night? The greatest tragedy is not that life is short. It is that so many people waste the little time they have. They waste it on bitterness, on distractions, on chasing shadows. They cling to regrets of the past and promises of the future, but neglect the only thing that truly belongs to them, the present moment. Think about the farmer whose fields are ripe with harvest. If he sleeps through the season, the crops will wither and the fruit will rot. The chance to reap abundance will be lost forever. In the same way, if we slumber through life's calling, if we ignore the voice that stirs in our hearts, we risk losing the blessings that were meant for us. The seasons of life do not last forever. There is a time to sow, a time to reap, and a time to act. And that time, my friends, is now. Life is urgent because every decision we make sets the direction of our future. Every word we speak, every action we take, plant seeds that will grow into tomorrow's harvest. Some plant seeds of love, kindness, and faith. Others plant seeds of anger, selfishness, and doubt. But make no mistake, the harvest will come. And the question is, what will it bring forth? Too many live as though they can toy with time, as if they can walk in the wrong direction for years and simply turn back when it suits them. But life does not work that way. The paths we walk leave marks on our souls. The choices we make shape who we are becoming. That is why the call to wake up is so urgent. Every wasted day is a day you cannot retrieve. Every missed chance to love, to forgive, to serve, to live with purpose is gone forever. But here is the good news. As long as you have breath in your lungs, it is not too late. You can wake up. You can rise. You can seize this moment and choose a new direction. Yesterday's failures do not define you. Tomorrow's fears do not control you. What matters is today, this very moment, because it is the only one you are truly given. Do not wait for another sign. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait until you feel fully ready. Life will never slow down long enough for you to feel comfortable. Opportunities rarely knock twice. If your heart is stirred, if you feel the weight of urgency pressing upon you, that is not a coincidence. That is a call. Time is the great equalizer. Whether rich or poor, young or old, each of us is given 24 hours in a day. The difference between a wasted life and a fulfilled one lies in how we choose to spend those hours. Some invest them in things that will outlast them, in relationships, in love, in faith, in purpose. Others spend them chasing wind, chasing applause, chasing things that crumble to dust. But when the end comes, and it surely will, only what was done with meaning will remain. Life is urgent because the world needs awakened souls. We live in an age of noise and distraction where countless voices compete for our attention, and yet so many hearts cry out for hope, for truth, for light. Who will answer that cry if you stay asleep? Who will bring encouragement to the broken? Who will bring compassion to the hurting? Who will bring courage to the fearful, if not you? You were created with a purpose far greater than drifting through your days. You were made to shine, to build, to stand, to impact the world around you. But you cannot fulfill that purpose while sleeping. You must rise, open your eyes, and step into the urgency of now. Imagine standing at the end of your life and looking back. Will you regret the moments you wasted, the words you never spoke, the risks you never took, the love you never gave? Or will you smile, knowing you lived fully, courageously, urgently? The answer depends on what you do now, not tomorrow, not next year, but today. So I say to you again, wake up to the brevity of life. Wake up to the gift of time. Wake up to the calling that has been placed upon your heart. Do not be lulled into complacency. Do not let fear chain you to inaction. Do not let distractions rob you of the life you were meant to live. Rise and embrace the urgency of this moment. Speak the words of love you've been holding back. Forgive the one you've been resenting. Start the work you've been postponing. Take the step of faith you've been avoiding. Because life is urgent and tomorrow is not promised. My friends, the alarm is ringing. The choice is yours. Will you stay asleep? Or will you rise and live the life you were created for? You were created with purpose. That is not just a comforting phrase. It is the very truth of your existence. You are not here by accident. You are not the product of chance or coincidence. From the moment of your first breath, your life carried meaning, and your presence in this world was marked with intention. Every fingerprint is unique. Every heartbeat is counted, and every soul carries a destiny far beyond what the human eye can see. Too many people wander through life as though they are aimless. They wake up, they go through the motions, they chase after temporary pleasures, and they lie down at night still feeling empty, still questioning why they are here. The world has sold a lie. That success is measured by possessions, that worth is measured by applause, and that happiness is measured by comfort. But deep inside, there is a whisper that none of these things can silence. You were created for more. There is a plan over your life, a purpose stitched into your very being. You were designed not simply to exist, but to make an eternal difference. When you look at the sunrise, do you think it appears by accident? When you see the stars in the sky, do you believe they are scattered without thought? No, my friends, every detail of creation points to order, to meaning, to intentional design. And if the heavens were made with such care, how much more were you? You were created with gifts, talents, and abilities that are not meant to be buried or hidden. Some of you have voices that can heal hearts, hands that can serve the broken, minds that can create solutions, and hearts that can love unconditionally. But many never awaken to those gifts because they doubt themselves, they fear failure, or they compare their calling to someone else's. Let me tell you this, your purpose is not diminished because it looks different from your neighbor's. Your light does not lose its shine because another light burns brightly beside it. You were created to shine in your own way, in your own place, at your own time. Yet, there is an enemy of purpose. It is not always tragedy or hardship. It is often comfort. Comfort lulls people into sleep. Comfort makes them believe there is no urgency to live intentionally. Comfort convinces them that tomorrow will always come, that there will always be another chance, another day, another opportunity. But life is fragile, and every wasted moment is a treasure lost. That is why the call is urgent. Wake up to your purpose now. Do not wait for the perfect season, because the perfect season may never arrive. Do not wait for the approval of others, because their applause may never come. Do not wait until you feel ready, because purpose is not about readiness. It is about willingness. When a seed is planted in the soil, it does not question whether it belongs there. It does not wait for the approval of the other seeds around it. It simply breaks open, pushes through the dirt, and reaches for the sun because that is what it was created to do. In the same way, you were created to grow, to rise, and to reach for the light of your calling. The world is waiting for you to awaken to the purpose that has been placed within you. Some of you may say, but I have failed too many times. Let me remind you, failure does not erase purpose. In fact, sometimes failure shapes it. The scars you carry may be the very testimony that brings hope to another. Others may say, I am too broken, but brokenness does not cancel purpose. A broken vessel can still pour water. In fact, sometimes it pours more freely because of its cracks. You are not disqualified by your past. You are qualified by the one who created you with intention. Every life has value. Every soul carries worth. And every person is woven into the great design of creation. When you begin to live with purpose, you walk differently, you speak differently, and you see differently. The little things that once seemed meaningless begin to shine with significance because you realize nothing is wasted when you are living intentionally. Think of those who have walked before us, who gave their lives not for wealth or applause, but for causes greater than themselves. They understood that purpose is not measured in years lived, but in lives touched. Some lived short lives, but left an eternal impact. Some labored quietly, without fame, yet their faithfulness changed generations. You may never stand on a stage, you may never hold a title, But if you love with all your heart, if you give with all your strength, if you live faithfully where you are planted, then you are fulfilling your purpose. This world is desperate for people who know why they are here. It is weary of wandering voices, tired of empty pursuits, and starving for truth. And truth is this: you were created with a reason, and until you discover it, nothing else will satisfy. Money will fade, fame will wither, possessions will pass away. But purpose, true, God-given purpose, endures beyond the grave. So rise up, my friend. Shake off the sleep of doubt, fear, and distraction. Lift your eyes from the ground of worry and lift them toward the horizon of hope. Do not let another day slip by as if it were ordinary, because no day is ordinary when lived with intention. You have a calling. You have a mission. You have a reason to be alive at this very moment. You were created with purpose, and the world is waiting for you to live it. Now is the time to rise. For too long, many of us have been content to drift, content to sleep, content to simply exist, rather than truly live. We wait for the perfect day, the perfect opportunity, the perfect sign before we act, but deep down in our hearts, we already know the truth. The moment to act is not tomorrow, not next week, not someday. The moment to act is now. We live in a world filled with distractions that lull us into a false sense of security. The noise of entertainment, the endless chase of money, the pressure of routine, all of it can cause us to lose sight of what matters most. We push off our dreams. We silence our conscience. We ignore that still small voice that calls us higher, that calls us to something greater than ourselves. And while we wait, while we delay, time continues to slip through our fingers. Every sunrise is one less we will see. Every heartbeat one closer to the end of our journey. That is why the message is urgent. Now is the time to rise. Rising is not just about standing up physically. It is about waking up spiritually and emotionally. It is about shaking off fear, doubt, and complacency. It is about realizing that we were not created to stumble through life aimlessly, but to walk with clarity, vision, and purpose. Within every person lies a calling, a reason for being, a mission that only they can fulfill. Yet so many leave this world without ever rising to it. They bury their talents in the ground. They let fear keep them chained. They let excuses rob them of the blessings they were meant to experience. Think for a moment of the farmer who leaves his fields unattended at harvest time. The crops stand ripe, heavy with grain, ready to be gathered. But instead of rising to work, he slumbers in his bed. The season passes, the fruit rots, and the chance is lost forever. So it is with us. There are seasons in life when the opportunity is right before us, when the door is wide open. But if we do not rise, if we do not step forward, that season can slip away, never to return. Now is the time to rise from regret. Too many are weighed down by past failures, trapped in memories of mistakes. They tell themselves they cannot try again because they have already fallen once. But let me tell you this, your failure is not final. Every day you wake up is a second chance. Every breath in your lungs is proof that you still have purpose. The past cannot be changed, but the present can be redeemed, and the future can be rewritten. You must not let yesterday keep you from rising today. Now is the time to rise from fear. Fear whispers that you are not strong enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough. Fear says the risk is too great, the journey too hard, and so countless dreams die before they ever begin, all because of fear. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to rise in spite of it. When you step forward trembling, when you choose to act even when afraid, that is when you discover strength you never knew you had. Now is the time to rise from complacency. Comfort is a thief. It convinces us that as long as things are good enough, there is no reason to press for more. But life was never meant to be lived in the shadows of mediocrity. There is more to discover, more to give, more to become. To rise is to reject the chains of good enough and pursue the greatness you were created for. Now is the time to rise for others. We do not live in this world alone. There are people hurting, people broken, people searching for hope. Your rising is not just about your life, but about the lives you can touch. When you rise with courage, others find courage. When you rise with compassion, others find healing. When you rise with conviction, others find direction. The world is desperately waiting for men and women who will rise and shine a light in the darkness. You may ask, how do I begin? How do I rise when I feel so weak, so tired, so unworthy? The answer is simple. Take the first step. Do not wait until you feel ready, because readiness rarely comes. Do not wait until all the pieces fall into place, because life is never that neat. Rise with the strength you have, with the faith you have, with the courage you have, and as you rise, the strength you need will meet you on the journey. Each day offers a choice. You can rise or you can remain. You can wake up or you can drift. You can embrace your calling or you can let it slip away. But remember, time does not pause for anyone. The sun sets whether you act or not. The seasons change whether you move forward or not. That is why now, not later, not someday, now is the time to rise. There is an urgency in this call, but there is also great hope. For when you rise, doors open. When you rise, burdens lift. When you rise, the impossible begins to look possible. The very act of standing up ignites something within you that was dormant for too long. You begin to see clearly. You begin to walk boldly. You begin to live fully. So I say it again, now is the time to rise. Rise from the ashes of defeat. Rise from the prison of fear. Rise from the comfort of complacency. Rise for your family. Rise for your future. Rise for your faith. Rise for the world that needs your light. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not slumber any longer. The alarm has sounded. The moment has come. The door is open. Now is the time to rise. Will you remain in your bed of excuses, or will you step into the life you were created to live? The choice is before you. The call is clear. The time is now. Rise.